TIFU by not sexually assaulting a girl on the first date, again. Why do this keeps happening to me? Am I giving off a creepy vibe? Almost 2 months ago I posted a TIFU about a girl I matched with who kept saying she didn't want to have then after the fact said she wanted me to just force her. You can read in full. I, 28M, matched with a girl, 25F, last week. We talked a bit and I made a comment about my cooking skills and she immediately said she wanted to come over to try. We made plans for Saturday. She messages me saying if she can sleep here since she has work very early in the morning, 4 AM. I say yes. She adds that we are *not*** gonna sleep together in the first date. I say no. The evening I pick her up, we chat, I cook, we eat, and start watching some TV. We fool around kiss for a bit, when she says it's late because he needs to wake up early. I say to her she can sleep in my bed and I sleep in the couch. She's hesitant to accept, saying she's fine sleeping in the couch, but morning I take her to her. She talks about how she liked my cooking, that she slept well. We talk about meeting to watch a movie in the theater. Everything seems. We continue talking as normal. Monday she stops replying. Today I sent her a message asking what happened. She says that I don't have attitude, that she couldn't believe that I wasn't man enough to her. Her words, I was laying in your bed and you didn't What kind of men does that? Blank. So that's it. 2023 has been a weird year dating-wise. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm giving off a nice guy trademark and vibe? And I don't intend in the future to force myself and be insistent in having that I won't change about. Again, a girl I matched with, ended things because I didn't sexually assault them in the first. Changed the wording, fool around, to just kissing to make clearer what I just want to be clear. This is not a post disparaging women. I'm not even disparaging these two women. I'm not trying to imply women in general want men to sexually assault them, much less make a woman crazy argument. I just wanted to share something that happened to me. I know this is a very uncommon occurrence. That's exactly why I was shocked it happened twice to me in a short time. Please don't take this post as excuse to be dicks to women and to try to cross their boundaries. If you want to take anything from these posts of mine, to actually respect them even more, and communicate better with your partner about your and theirs expectations.
You aren't missing out if the person doesn't want to communicate with you. Sounds like you are being a stand-up dude.
She doesn't know how to communicate her expectations and boundaries clearly. Location flag.
I had a woman mention the fact that I just talked with her in a chat like a normal person instead of being, let's do the sex, dick pic made her guarded. Like she was suspicious I was planning something, and not just being a decent human being. The internet has been both a boon and a curse for mankind.
I remember you.
I fail to understand how some women don't understand that if you read that signal wrong, you end up in prison for. Yeah, sure, it might work out okay. Maybe she'll like it, but risk 20 years in prison and a lifetime as a felon? Why would any halfway intelligent person expect anyone to take that risk? Plus, my mother taught me that is wrong. There's that too.
Bullet dodged. If she is that bad about communicating her needs and flat out lies about her boundaries, she's likely a terrible romantic partner.
Why do they call him the bullet dodger? 'Cause he dodges bullets.
I don't think women that bad at communicating are going to have productive relationships until they deal with that.
Sounds like they have a, which is perfectly. However, they need to communicate that and get consent to that sort of thing beforehand. You can't expect someone to know your kink is being forced into and for them to do it with consent if they don't know you have the kink to begin acceptable. Messaging someone saying you have this kink, and even if you say no, to still do it unless they use safe word asterisk. Is this cool with you? Not acceptable. Telling someone you just met that you don't want and that you have no intentions of doing that, and then secretly hoping they are and being mad when they aren't.
I was laying in your bed and you didn't What kind of men does that? And #X200B. Consider yourself lucky and move on. You're cool.
As a woman, this woman is so annoying and to me. People like her make it dangerous for other women when we say no and mean it, like.
When you say fool around, you mean kissing then?
2023 is emptying the clip out on you and you are dodging bullets left and right. Keep it up and you might be in the next Matrix movie.
A lot of women out there are conditioned by the society and their own family to expect and enjoy men who are dicks, who treat them badly and without respect. These women are highly disappointed when they meet a normal dude. You need to screen these women out. Stop wasting time on them.
And dodging a bullet, twice.
This isn't a TIFU. This was more today. I was a decent human being who had a second dating encounter with a girl with an extensive collection of red flags. Keep being a good dude and I hope you encounter less creeps.
Sounds like you need to better communicate your excellence. Her. No on this date you. Deal. I am really into consent and communication, so I'm glad you made this clear up front. If you change your mind, tell me. Also, those others are out of their minds. Any red flags in their profiles?
I cannot upvote this enough. It is a major red flag when she wants you to have with her but doesn't say so. It'll often also be that way for other more mundane things or needs.
I mean, she said, we're not gonna sleep on our first date, so I don't get why she's upset.
Also, I get weird vibes from someone willing to sleep at the house of someone they don't know. I at least would want to meet the person before asking if I could stay over. Gotta check for the serial killer vibes.
I was hooking up with a hot, cold woman on and off for 2 years, and I finally ended things when she said to me, I still don't trust you. No one is this introspective and honest. I always feel like you're manipulating tears of joy.
A lot of women have never really had a positive relationship with a male figure in their life. They just expect men to be assholes, and when a man seems kind at first, they immediately assume he's hiding his true intentions. It's a vicious cycle that leads them to seek out unhealthy partners.
Elmao me too. Where does he keep finding these women? Check if whatever app you're using is a kink app and you just never noticed.
That last line is the important one. Men who are actual decent human beings don't people because people is wrong. Not because of any potential legal consequences.
I'm guessing these women have a very warped sense of consent and activity in general. It's not that he's reading signals wrong. They want him to disregard their clear signal they've put out of, no, I don't consent. I don't know why they'd even want to be with a man who'd do that, let alone be upset he didn't. Also, sadly, 20 years in prison and lifetime as a felony is very rarely the result of committing. Very few cases ever even have charges pressed. But you're right that no one should ever risk anything if someone said no.
Society has a very broad rose-tinted interpretation of the unspoken agreement. If somebody knows what you want without being told, it's considered the height of romance and passion. Has there ever been a sensual scene written or filmed where someone, the man, checks and if Act 10 is appreciated? No, or mostly no. He just knows what to do, of course. He can read her particular signals so well he can map out exactly what to do. When what it really is a guess. Often an informed guess, granted, but a guess all the same. Both sides tend to crave this fantasy, with obvious repercussions. From banal stuff like a particular technique the partner doesn't like, to grievous offenses when somebody reads the situation like in a movie when the entire conflict is premises on a simple misunderstanding that would take a single sentence to but nobody does it. Unfortunately, that's realistic.
I don't think this girl actually had a kink, unlike the first one. For what she told was just that I wanted to please her. Pick her up, made dinner, gave my bed to her, gave her a ride to work. Was respectful, didn't cross any. Guess maybe she thought I was too much of a simp, or something like this. Is that wrong? English is not my first language.
This dude is playing Neo every time he matches.
In today's world, not only did you have class, but you were protecting yourself. Well done, sir.
Sticking your D in crazy is way worse. Find a sane chick.
The thing I've noticed about red flags is, it's way easier to see them after the fact.
Greater than it is a major red flag when she wants you to have with her but doesn't say so. Explicitly tells you she doesn't want to have but expects you to fuck, aka her.
I had an ex that would get mad that we weren't having but she would also brush off my advances. I finally asked her for clarification and she said, I'm not always in the mood but you need to force me to get in the mood. That relationship didn't last, thankfully.
That's a flannel already.
If any of this was I think that is it. I think Op was unwise to allow someone he didn't know that well yet come sleep at his house, counterintuitively, especially when there's been a conversation about not having. He ought to be safe, but I'd be worried from his point of view that there might be some kind of accusation. Plus you are just so vulnerable when someone comes in your house.
Oh, come on, don't lie, it's the infamous long con. Where you're both calmly sitting in the retirement home, after a lifetime together. Children visiting, grandchildren, too. Your health is going, but you don't care, because you've had it all. She turns and says, I'm glad I always had you to lean on. You're my rock. You were there when I needed someone to care about me and no one else did. We've done it all, together, my love. I'm so glad that I grew to trust you. And you lean over and stick your freshly licked finger in her ear and shout, wet. Happens every time. I don't blame her one bit.
Imagine he is on something like Tinder and just never noticed.
And nothing enjoyable about an intimate act with someone that doesn't want to participate. The idea makes me shrivel up.
I wouldn't say you were being a simp at all. You were being a decent human being.
Fooling around can mean anything from kissing to but mostly like handsy stuff and not. So you used it right.
And #X200B, GIF, Giphy, ZHKELT7DLDZRDLBQQG.
Came to say this. Say, they don't hit it off. She probably has the text, recording of her denying beforehand. Which is perfectly fine, and the fact that they did have. There is no jury that wouldn't convict Op on assault.
Op, this, right here. Take it from an old man who's been around the block a few times. You've dodged a bullet, mate. Twice. They're not all mad. Keep doing what you're doing. The cookery is good. Being able to knock up a few simple dishes from scratch got me laid a lot back in the day. Your luck will change, bro. Keep being respectful.
Except when she's actually not in the mood. Good luck telling the difference.
Caught me. My master plan tears of joy turns out she was our coworker who we both hated. Which wouldn't have been a problem if she had been honest about it. We were not exclusive. But she was being sneaky, therefore everyone must also be sneaky. It taught me that when someone makes an observation about you that is fundamentally opposite of how you are, that's the easiest way to identify projection. It's actually helped me a few times since then, so thanks Kelly lol.
This, if it's not being enjoyed by both or I'm accidentally hurting her, I immediately stop and ask if they're okay. Who once gets off on forced?
Greater than I wouldn't say you were being a simp at all. You were being a decent human, many assholes. Being a decent person to women is the definition of simping.
That's a whole as a woman it's crazy to think some people around like.
When you've got rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like